And joining us on the line, it's great to welcome back to Flow the wonderful, she's just full of energy, and I love chatting to her all the time. We have got Katie Jayne. G'day, Katie. How are you today?
Hey, thank you so much for having me today.
It is an absolute pleasure. I just want to make sure that everything's going well for you at the moment. You had a good Christmas, New Year, and the start of the year thus far has been good?
Has it really, is it still that early in the year? It feels everything's been all crazy. It feels like we're almost at 2022 already.
Yeah, well, some people wish it was, but yeah, it is flying by already. You know, we're already into March. It's gone that quick. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure that you had a good time over Christmas, New Year.
Yeah, look, honestly, I've been hanging out with family a lot, so it's been really nice to slow down a little bit. And we didn't have that many gigs. Normally December's quite busy for musicians, but it was a very different December for us this year, so it was nice. It was very chill.
Oh, that's good to hear. So you've got a new song out at the moment, which we're going to get to hear. And, well, the first thing, listening to the track when I first heard it before we dive into its topical content, I got my take on it is that it's a modern edge on a good old-fashioned country rockin' song.
I love that. It was all about just being fun. Like, this one was just, I wasn't worried about trying to be cool or be trendy. We just wanted to make this one a bit fun.
Well, that's good, because it just took me back to some of the sort of the early country stuff that I grew up listening to, and that where it was just, good old-fashioned. It was just a rockin' country song, and it just took me back to that. But it had your modern edge to it, and I just loved it. It was just foot-tapping from go to woe.
Oh, I love that. One of the artists I did channel was definitely Gretchen Wilson with this one. So it kind of took me back to, growing up with the 90s country and stuff like that. So, it wasn't about trying to stay modern and current, but it was just cool. It was a joyous production to work on.
So the song, it's called Drunk Dial. So yeah. I've got to ask you, is this based on personal experience? Are you guilty of this? Have you done a few?
I have a feeling that everybody is guilty of this. I wrote the song with Matt Scullion, who's an amazing songwriter, and we were just getting cheeky with it. I mean, the first few iterations of the song were a bit more cheekier than they are now. We just sort of tamed it in a bit, but yeah, it wasn't very hard to come up with content for this song. That's for sure.
Yeah, I can understand that. I've heard the tales about the morning after when you look at your phone, you think, I ring them. Yes, I can understand that.
Oh dear, yes. I think if you've ever had your 20s and you've ever been out partying, I think everyone can relate to that. I mean, at least in the digital age. Yeah.
Well, you said you're working with Matt Scullion, and that I've spoken to Matt many a time, and he likes imparting knowledge on, and he loves seeing young talent grow and develop. So were you finding that with him, and what was the experience like?
So Matt and we've been planning to write for about 4 years, I would say. I think I first met him at the Academy of Country Music, and I'd heard such great things, and I'd always been a fan of the stuff that he writes. But it just, it took me a little bit to get in a room with him, and the way it happened was, it's quite sad actually, because he was living in Newcastle and I live in Newcastle. And it was during the pandemic when they opened up restrictions, and they said you could go and visit someone. So I got really excited until I realised that I had no one to visit. So then I figured, okay, well, if Matt Scullion lives in Newcastle, maybe I can utilise this and I'll go visit him and we can write the song. And so I finally was brave enough to contact him. And he said, yeah, I'd love to write, except I've moved, so it's going to have to be on Skype. So it was, I almost got in the room with him, but we had to do it over Zoom in the end.
And how did you find the Zoom experience? Was that an enjoyable one for you?
Well, I tried to avoid it. That's why when, the restrictions lifted, I was like, sweet, I'll go and do a face-to-face, because I just didn't think that I'd really like working in that space, but it was easy, especially with Matt. I think we did 2 sessions in total for Drunk Dial. And I think it was difficult because, he's playing guitar. So for me to sing, there's too much of a delay. So it's kind of like he's singing Drunk Dial. So imagine this song, this girly song, sung by Matt Scullion. It was very cool. And then I would have to take it away afterwards and play with it and sort of put it into my voicing. So it was just a different way to do it, but it was cool.
And when's the video going to land? Because I love watching your videos, and I'm on your website right now, and I'm scrolling through. I cannot find it. What's going on?
It's not out yet. So the song officially releases, where are we? March 12th. So it's out to radio from now. But The video, it's still being created. I'm actually doing this video myself, and I filmed it last week with some friends of mine, the Three Camigos, and we're doing a very sort of innovative concept where it's all screen recorded from the inside camera of my phone. And it's a night out, a narrative, and there's a boy, and he's texting me, and but it all happened in real time. So we had to go out. We had to get ready at their house and go out to different pubs and film the night as it unfolded. And so yes, I'm still editing it, and it should be out probably the following Friday after we release. So
okay. And
yes.
So after the night, was there any drunk dialing taking place?
Yeah, yeah. So there is a conclusion that you'll have to watch the video to see, but it did end up being pretty funny. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very fun. Like it was a risk for me to put myself out of my comfort zone and actually film something myself. But you know, I've been at university and I did a mobile media making course, and I've been trying to get my skills up anyway. So this was. It may not work out. I still haven't finished the edit, but I'm hoping so. I'm hoping it's okay.
Well, I'm keen to check it out. And just while I'm on your website, I just want to ask you about, you do custom design T-shirts, and I'm just looking at some of them now. They're pretty cool. So is that just a little side thing that you enjoy doing?
It was just, I like to play. Like, I mean, I love being an artist, but I like to kind of push the boundaries of what we can do. And the custom T-shirts, they're just little sayings I have. Like one is Fidia, and it's a little bit rude, but it's, you know, instead of the word stuff it, think of F.
Yeah.
So
we got there,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, do it anyway. And it's a motto I've been living with. Like, it's about being brave and, you know, who cares? Just go and do it and see what happens. But yeah, I think, you know, there's one that says yes, ma'am, which is something I say a lot.
Yep.
But the hashtag Kate's Mates one is my biggest seller because I have such a beautiful online community with Kate's Mates. So they all buy a T-shirt, and it's really cute to see them popping up everywhere with it.
I would have thought the JD Please one would have been pretty popular too.
I know. You know what? That one didn't go. I mean, I've got it. It's one of my favourite shirts. But Jack Daniels, please.
Yeah, well, that's cool. Good luck with that. And, and some really cool designs on there as well. So if anyone wants to check those out, they can go to your website, katiejayne.com.au. Now, Katie, you've got the new song that's going to be getting out there. I know how much you've wanted to get out there and play in front of people. So what's going on? Are you doing any shows or anything coming up that you can tell us about?
Oh, I'm so excited to finally be able to say yes to this question. So after COVID, I decided that I was very, very sick of staying home on the weekends. So I'm planning my very first tour, which kicks off March 12th when we release Drunk Dial. And we've got our first show at the Wickham Park Hotel in Newcastle, full band. It's my first time with my band since March 12th, 2020. So it's been a whole 12 months between shows for me and the boys. But then I'm going on the road. So from then until the 1st of May, we're out in regional New South Wales. I think we're in Brisbane for one show around the 17th of April, but the rest of, it's all rural stuff, and just me and my guitarist heading out on the road. So I'm very excited that we're pretty much booked up.
Well, that's good to hear. I know you're going to enjoy those shows. So you're not feeling any nerves? You're not worried about the voice because you haven't sort of been getting out doing them for a while?
Look, the best way is to get back on that horse, right?
Yeah.
So, and, you know, I've been doing a couple of gigs here and there, so I have worked out those butterflies. And you're right. Like, when I first started getting back to 3-hour gigs, it was confusing. I was like, how did I manage this before? Because, you know, you try and get gig fit as an artist, and then you have so much time off, and you don't realise how much you have to build up your stamina again. So hopefully I'm back to almost normal.
And what about music-wise? Have you got more songs coming for us in the months ahead?
I do. I do. One of the things I'm doing with the tour is I've made some merchandise, and one of the merch items is actually a 10-track CD, which so it's not officially an album or an EP or anything like that. It's just a physical copy in physical format only. And on that CD, so if anyone's listening, this is something I probably shouldn't tell you, but my next single is actually going to be on it. So if you wanted to get the hot scoop.
Okay. Now I know what to do.
Yeah.
All right. And does that involve events of, you girls going out one night and it wasn't inspired by anything like that?
This one's a big song. So this song I've had ready since last year. We recorded it in January. and then everything happened. But this song is so big, and so it's really feisty, and I really, really love it. But I just didn't want to waste it, you know. I didn't want to put it out at the wrong time. So we've been saving this one, and it's definitely worth the wait. Yes, I love Drunk Dial. It's a great, fun song, but the song after, yeah, it's a bit,
Okay.
It's very big.
All right, well, we're looking forward to that. I'm sure we'll be talking about it in the months ahead as well. Katie, it has been fabulous, as always, chatting to you. Thank you so much for spending time with us again on Flow. We have got your new single here all ready to go. If you could please introduce it for all the Flow listeners.
Thank you so much. This is Katie Jayne, and you're listening to my brand new single, Drunk Dial.
Texting my ex. 2 shots down and now my heart made. It's another tipsy call that I'm gonna regret. I hate the way I love the way you go to my head. Oh no, I never learned. I've got bridges that I know I need to burn. And you still look cute. If I talk a little flirty, I'm just teasing you. Oh no, I never learned. I've got bridges that I know I need to burn. Yeah, we can talk for a while, but baby, you're nothing but a drunk dial. Drunk dial. I need to block your number and delete your name. 'Cause you're the kind of mistake I keep making again, 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 again. Oh no, I never learn. I've got bridges that I know